Hey Stuart, I checked out this TV show called The Expanse. It's a space opera, so it's probably your sort of thing. I think you should check it out. Oh, okay. So Stuart, did you check out that TV show I told you to check out? Well, I would have done, but it was so weird. There was this cat in my back garden, and I spent about 3 hours having a staring contest with it, and then I got bored and ate some ice cream, and then I spent the rest of the evening playing solitaire on my phone before I got tired and went to sleep. And it was so weird. I had this dream that I was watching that exact TV show that you told me to check out, whatever it was called. I really regret asking now. So, Stuart, did you check out that show The Expanse yet? Yes, actually, I did. Oh, really? What did you think of the characters? Well, the characters were very... people who said dialogue back and forth to each other for an hour. Right. And the plot? Oh, the plot is just epic. It's a great piece of pictures and sound played in order to form a story. You're just trying to get me to stop asking, aren't you? No. So, Stuart, did you check out... All right, I'll watch it tonight! So, The Expanse is adapted from a series of novels of the same name by the Syfy network, the network that are most widely known for broadcasting movies with shockingly low budgets about stupid-looking killer shark hybrids. The Expanse appears to be their attempt to take the Game of Thrones principle of taking a genre of fiction and making it bleak and political and playing down the fantastical nature of it, with a lot less knobbing in this case. So if you essentially wanted Game of Thrones in space, you won't be too off the mark here. I'm honestly waiting for them to run out of genres to try this with, to the point where someone attempts an epic bleak political version of the CBeebies show In the Night Garden, wherein Iggle Piggle is a tyrannical fascist dictator who has the Tombliboo stretched on a rack. Anyway, we're told via a text dump that it's the 23rd century, and humanity has colonised the solar system, and basically our planet's shit record on peaceful international relations has been amplified to a grander scale. Earth and Mars don't like each other very much and are on the verge of war. There's a group of terrorists operating around the outer planets. There's a lot of rivalries over who gets to use resources because some idiot didn't realise that colonising outer space would be really fucking expensive. And loads of people are space racist against each other because growing up in varying levels of an artificial gravity has left some people with weird birth defects. Basically, the future's just as shit as everything is right now. Everything is horrible and depressing, people are still coming up with stupid reasons to kill each other, there's still no cure for cancer and Alzheimer's, and there is no joy and happiness anywhere in the world ever, and remember that family pet you had that died? The world hates you, life is nothing but pain. The series follows a space detective in a stupid hat who's given the task of finding a missing woman, a UN executive using gravity torture methods to get information on the Outer Planet Alliance terrorist group, and the crew of a freighter involved in an incident with the Martians beyond the asteroid belt, primarily composed of frowny twats shouting at each other. And all three of these threads gets tied together into a massive conspiracy that threatens to further endanger already fraught tensions throughout the solar system. And from what I've heard from the books, the politics gets even more fucked up when humanity gains access to worlds beyond the solar system via a piece of technology left by an ancient alien civilization. As someone who's really into stuff like this and Game of Thrones, which tries to reflect our currently fucked up state of global politics with fantasy, I find it difficult to explain why we look to fiction for an expression of just how bleak and depressing global affairs are, instead of using it to try and escape from it. Maybe shows like these are around to serve as a document for future generations to illustrate just what a bunch of joyless fucks 21st century writers were. Like, I know that conflict is what drives any narrative, but come on, cheer up, you gloomy bastards. Tell you what, I had this idea for a dystopian sci-fi series recently where mankind's ultimate resource is funny cat pictures. And a group of social media robots are breaking into people's homes and harvesting their pets for clickbait. It'd be the first ever uplifting dystopian sci-fi series. Anyway, I'm not totally sure whether I actually like The Expanse yet. I am watching it, but I can't seem to make up my mind about it. It is a slow burner. Holy crap, is it a slow burner. I'm up to episode 5 at time of writing. I finally decided I was definitely going to continue with it around episode 3 when actual stuff starts happening, but I'm still watching because I'm just intrigued by the scope of it. Yes, as many have pointed out, it's startlingly low-tech because low-tech is supposed to equal gritty and real. But as said, it's focusing less on the fantastical side of things and trying to envision a more realistic future where humanity actually manages to get off its arse and start exploring space and establishing itself out there. And I really like that in sci-fi. It's not about the bug-eyed monsters, it's essentially a story about how humanity starts existing in space in a very similar way to how it exists now. And since that's probably not going to happen in our lifetimes, I'm just really interested to see where it goes from here, particularly when they start going beyond the solar system in the future. I do find it interesting we've got a space opera trying to pitch itself at the more grown-up end of the TV market. Politics in sci-fi is nothing new, of course. Stuff like Babylon 5 was well known for doing grandiose politics in space, but if you like space politics and sci-fi that pitches itself as realistic, like say The Martian from last year, you might want to give this one a chance. And then another, and then a third, and if it hasn't piqued your interest by that point, then it probably won't. Speaking from about episode 5, the characters did take a while. It did take me a couple of episodes to get invested, and even then it's mostly because of what's been happening to them and the situation, rather than the people themselves. And the political stuff can be quite overbearing at times, and this is coming from someone who watches BBC Parliament for fun. It mostly appears to be in aid of making this future feel real. It's one of those series I can see myself getting really into once everything's been fully fleshed out. There is a shit ton of exposition to get through. I'm mostly just waiting for them to start tying the different threads of it together. As space operas go, while The Expanse is very heavy going, and I really wouldn't blame you if making time to get into it is difficult, and as said, yes, it's very, very slow, and it's one of those shows I have to be in the right mood for, but I do see a decent amount of potential in it.